kind of a big day. Saturday, 7 a.m. I just arrived at the body shop that has my Targa. They've agreed to let me disassemble the car, you know, engine, suspension, all of that, just to save me a little bit of money on that end. So yeah, it was really nice of them to allow me to do this. And the only day that I can really do it is, you know, that works for them is a Saturday where they're not, you know, operating normal business hours. So the owner should be arriving any minute now. I think he's got a little extra work that he wants to do. As soon as he gets here, I'm gonna get after it and start pulling stuff off the car. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I only brought, you know, a certain amount of tools, but they got a lift and they're gonna allow me to use, you know, some tools that I don't have, which is really cool. So sorry if I sound a little tired. It's just kind of early. So 8:45, and I've got everything disconnected up top. Fuel tank is out, and I'm gonna start disconnecting stuff under here. There we go. CVs are disconnected, starter, everything underneath is disconnected. I just have to do the speedo, and then I'll be able to drop the motor. But not a bad morning to get to hang out in here over at Perfect Lines. Let me show you some of what they got. It's pretty rad. This yellow car was actually a cab that Alex turned into a coupe. Very cool. 911S, 914 in the back. Really cool flared car. This car's almost done. It's really nice. They're doing the interior. They do interiors as well. You can get everything taken care of here. Full restoration shop. So, and Joel is one of the owners. He was aerospace. He did metal work, and he was building planes before he did these. So, you know, there's a lot of work when they do those. Check out this Ferrari they're doing. This thing is incredible. Look at the flares they're doing on this thing. It's really cool. I would love a car with flares like this one day. I gotta say, this is a pretty cool opportunity. I'm really thankful that Alex and Joel are letting me just disassemble the car and hang with them today. Very cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. So when mine's done, maybe it's not gonna look this good because they're not painting the car, but it'll look that straight. So disconnected the fuel lines to the carbs, all the electrical, pretty easy. These are really simple. Disconnected the ground strap, disconnected the accelerator linkage. The sway bar's out. It's pretty cool how these are designed. This cross member just comes out, so you just remove the two transmission bolts, and so I've cracked these loose just to, I don't know why, I just do it. And then I cracked the motor mounts. Motor mounts loose. 1, 2. What else? There is the breather line. You have to disconnect that, obviously. And I'm all pretty good up here. The only thing that I'm not positive on yet is so there's my reverse light switch. That wasn't even connected. You don't usually have to do this. The starter is real easy. It's like the starter is just a ground wire and then a positive. The CVs, I've got these loose, and the only thing remaining is this line here.
So I just gotta disconnect this here, and then the motor can come out. It's 12 o'clock. Started around 7:30, 7:45, and I thought I was gonna have the motor out in an hour and a half because I had everything disconnected except the cable clutch. I hadn't done one on a 901, and so I jumped on a Pelican thread and read someone saying that you got to disconnect it in the tunnel. I wasted 2 hours trying to disconnect the cable in the tunnel, only to find out that it's like literally a 3-minute disconnection. Oh my gosh. It happens. Whatever. I'm here now. Got everything disconnected. I've got my 4 jacks underneath, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the motor. Hard part's done. Now just gotta get the motor in trans, get the 4 jack under it, and get it moved around, and I'm gonna pull the bumpers off. If anyone wants a beautiful 2.4 and a 2.2 case with a 901 trans. So, pretty cool to get to look up underneath the car, you know, and see. That's a lot of the reason I bought this car is because it's, you know, it's solid. It was a race car, but this thing is really dumb. That's so he could bolt his seat in. These are these weights. Oh man, I gotta find the hex big enough for that. But yeah, I mean, this is a really nice car. What an idiot! I mean, in some regards, right? A little bit. This was the majority of the damage that was done right there. So they're gonna cut. I mean, it should be cut here. This is all gonna be. That's all gonna be cut out and new. You know, pretty nice car. It's not all rusted out. It's got a few little areas. I hate wandering around looking for the one tool that I cannot find. All right, so I think I am done with what I set out to accomplish, was just remove the bumpers, the seats, the engine. Gonna get some hangers to hang my CVs, and pretty much call it. So there we go. Finally took those lead plates out of the car. Those are really crazy heavy. This car is gonna start getting some actual work done on it. Got the CVs hung up so they don't dangle, and they can break if you just leave them dangling while you roll the car. So, you guys brought lunch? What the heck? Thank you so much. This is great. Yeah. All right, we got mariscos something.
Mariscos something. Scary. I've never had them.
Joel and I are scared. No, we're not.
So tell me about this one. This was a
It's
cab.
964. It used to be a cabriolet.
Okay.
The guy said, you know, I want to keep the car or spend a bunch of money and other stuff. I just want to keep the car. Can we make it cool? I say, definitely. So we got this part that we buy probably 5 years ago, and I kind of myself thinking about this project in the future. I always want to do this. Like I done Targa, coupe, you know, no sunroof to coupe.
You've converted a Targa into a coupe before?
Yeah. So the reason that we can do this job successful is because the way that I cut it all the way to here. So that means this is completely original, like, you know,
Like a coupe would have been.
Like a coupe would have been. So we welded right here inside, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta take all the extra metal for the cabriolet for the support.
Yeah.
Doesn't need it anymore because now we can have panels. So we do it here, and we do it right here at the top. So this is completely original. So we do it right here, and we go all the way on the back. So the glass, the measurements of the glass, they're perfect because they never been molested in any way.
Yeah.
So the only challenge was to try to keep the front, you know, in the right measurements. And we did. We make a template that we never move around. It was, you know, flip around.
Yeah.
So and we never. So right here is a challenge right here, because right here we got 4 different metals. And what we did is that we don't just do one cut and weld it in one spot. So we do, so kind of we open it like this, like in 3 different sections. So we got right in the middle, we weld like this, and then we weld one like this, like a little, and then the other one a little more bigger. So they're constantly different sections, so it makes it stronger. Otherwise, you can't weld all the metals.
Right.
So you can see it in, I'll show you one of those cars that we have, like we're gonna do the same thing. But this is the only challenge, actually it was the hard part. After you get this dial, the rest is
I mean, this thing looks
cake.
Paint
Paint
rad. And
doors.
for paint, what did you do? Did you just blend it? You didn't paint this whole car, did you?
No, so we ended up fixing everything that was in the quarter panel because, you know, like, I cannot say to the guy, you don't pay me for this. So we paint the
Right.
whole quarter panel. We use the door as a blend.
Uh-huh.
So we kind of color, I like to blend kind of like this.
Yeah.
So you don't see in one color right here. So a lot of people go just go like this, and sometimes you can see the mark.
Right.
But all guys teach me, hey, if you kind of go like a B, you know, the blend. I mean, you can even see the blend, like.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it looks great.
It's very hard color to blend because it's so light.
Is this a factory color?
It's a factory color. Very transparent, so
Yeah.
if you don't do it right, yeah, it's a factory
Depends on
color.
the layers, pressure and layers that you put on.
This thing looks really badass.
It just looks good.
I love the yellow too.
It just looks good. I mean, the job is well done. It's well done. I mean, look at the curves on the car. It all sits well.
Same the other side. I take the engine lid as well, you know, for purpose of color, because here, you know, if you look, like I say, this gap had never been molested because it was original, so, you know, it was a pretty good job, you know.
What a cool car, man. Oh my gosh. And, you know, not a bad idea for people if you want to buy a 964 coupe and they're out of your
Right.
range. Get a cab.
Is how many 964 days up there right now?
Yeah, there's not a that's a great point. You may want one that's just don't come for sale.
I always think I
Singer.
think it's a good idea if you want to do your carburetor, you need to paint the whole car. It's a great idea. It's like you can do both at the same time, paint the whole car, because I literally paint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So it's literally half of the car.
Right.
So, you know, with a little extra money, you can paint the front car, have a like brand new paint job, and I think it's a pretty good idea.
It came out great, man. It looks so good. What's the car that's next in line to get paint? Because I know the Ferrari's primered, right?
Right now, we're gonna primer the Ferrari next week. I got a Marcus
my parts.
card.
I screw up my own parts. Okay.
This bad boy is, you know, it's pretty easy.
This is a G-body car?
Body card, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to put a new door because the old door, it was like really bad condition. So we had to put in a different door, make everything aligned.
Did you reskin it or a whole new door?
It's another brand new door, like
Okay.
he asked for a very long time. It was like very good condition. So
Got it.
you
Okay.
know, it was here in an accident. It was here right here. So we put in a different, you know, engine lid, you know, bumper, mirror, like literally the whole side, rocker panel, pretty easy job.
And this is a Grand Prix white car?
Yeah, Grand Prix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ready to start shooting the color and, you know, have fun. This is the easy part now.
Very
All the
cool.
work is already done. Like
Yeah,
my guys already do the hard work.
Yeah,
So
looks
I just
great.
do the fun stuff. Clean these to bare metal. This one I was clean to bare metal.
Yeah.
This bumper too, you know, has like this bumper used to have like 4 different paint jobs. So There's no way that I can paint in topless. You know, one paint job.
Is this
two
metal
paint
or is this a
It's
fiberglass?
aluminum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different piece of aluminum. Yeah, pretty.
And this is my Targa hoop, right?
Yeah, that's for you.
This one's for me.
We already used the front. Oh, this is how I was telling you. So when you do a job like this, because we're gonna do something similar. So you see, you got 1, 2, and then you got the skin outside. So it's 3 different metals. So this is gonna get cut a little bit more. So my guys.
I literally had no idea what you were talking about when you said that. Now I understand.
Okay, now you understand. Okay, so got 1, 2, and then the cover, right? So now you know, like.
At least I'm honest, right?
Okay, cool. You know, like.
I've never seen one bare like this. So.
That's why you know, like.
I was like 3 different metals.
It will be safe. It will be safe. You know, like to do any job that we do, we always take care of.
So you're cutting rather than cutting all 3 at one point. Well, and it's a weak weld. You've got it's way stronger because you're welding this, and the outer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got another one that's actually longer. So
Okay,
we got
cool.
1, 2, and 3.
Awesome.
You know, so it's
awesome.
completely strong.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You never weld anything straight, it'll break.
Right.
Get in an accident, the car will come apart.
Yeah. See, that's why I gave the car to you guys, and I'm not welding it. So what do you guys think? You think this Targa is gonna be all right?
Yeah. It's a pretty good, solid car. You know, it's bad repairs, but it's very solid. It's
Yeah.
good raw, so it's strong.
So I mean, those of you guys who've watched my previous videos, you know, I cut out the cage and everything, and there was the damage in the front, so you can see that other video if you haven't seen it, but I didn't recognize that this was one piece like this, and it should be stepped down, you know. So Alex he had identified that, and so what that means is that my rear quarters were welded in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, and so you guys, for future videos when we show the later work, you know, this was the damage, because this was a race car, but this is all damaged here. The front, what do you call this piece here? This is the
Front latch panel.
okay, the front latch panel's all bad. I was gonna cut this out, but I didn't end up getting to it. So
If you want to look at the other one, come over here.
oh yeah, and what's crazy is that Joel has you mean your car?
No, this is the car that I was working on. This is what's going to be done in your car.
So okay, so he's gonna show a Targa that's gonna be done to mine, but Joel actually has under that cover is a Viper. He has a Viper Targa 73 also.
See, this is what's going to happen to your car. Those are the panels that go in. The lower one.
Gas tank support.
So this is a piece that you buy right here on its own.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
and then
actually
this
three
is-
different pieces. That's
Yes.
So is
Yeah.
this is one piece right here?
Yeah, that's this piece right here. This goes all along, and it's got the mounting points to the suspension.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a lower panel. This one goes on top.
Oh, okay. So this is just kind of a little like bow tie shaped piece.
Yeah, that's front lateral. That's a front tank support.
Okay, and this is just the tank support, right?
this is the gas tank support.
This is
This is the gas tank support.
Yeah, this is another. This is the lateral support. Lateral support.
So what's
lateral
this
support.
piece called then?
I don't know what that lower piece honestly is, but it is.
Front suspension pan.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
okay.
yeah, front suspension pan. Yeah, and it's got the mounting hardware, and everything's got to be put in the machine to make it the right height and the right position.
Right. Okay.
So everything's square.
Yeah. And obviously they're gonna, my car's gonna go on the bench. That was the main reason for.
This is
For-
the only
that-
way you can do a good job. Yeah, so when your car is in an accident, they usually transfer the momentum back. So you can only pull so much before it start,
Pulling
breaking something out. You don't have
gaps.
So so that's when you have the jigs. So you start from wherever is healthy. So at this point, your car in the back is healthy because it's not involved in an accident anyway. So we're gonna start from the back, put all the jigs, and kind of pull a little by little until you get to the front, so we can pull when the car is already tied everywhere.
Yeah.
Except for the part that doesn't reach to the jig. So,
Yeah,
So that's
okay.
pretty much how it's gonna be done.
Cool.
Like every single car that we do. That involves in an accident or bad repair, we check it in the machine.
You gotta put it on the bench.
Otherwise, when you're about to do the final alignment,
Yeah. And nothing.
it doesn't get right.
Nothing fits.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me use the lift and you're the man, dude. Appreciate it very much.
Joel, thanks again, man. I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries.
Appreciate it so much. Alex,
Have fun, man.
thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking care of my what am I calling this? This car's called Bad Larry. Yeah, I named it Bad Larry. Well, my friend did. It worked out.
It's a pretty good car. I love the color.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Just
How do you know that? You just know the name
because
of
I
the
saw his. I know what a. Now that I know what a Carrera is,